I got like a couple more minutes, and I really want to talk about this because phone flipping, I see a lot of people having issues when it comes to when it a lot of issues when it comes to flipping phones. Okay. So flipping phones is a easy process, but it is made complicated by a whole bunch of people going on TikTok talking about, hey guys, I can teach you how to flip phones. Join my academy for 179. You know what I mean? Like all of these people talking about they flipping phones and saying that they buying iPhone 15s for $285 profit when it's a lie. And also people that are scamming and trying to get out of the scamming life and trying to say that they flip phones. Like these are true situations. All right. Or people that take out loans to buy phones and then go on YouTube, show a trunk of phones that they really just use credit for and trying to act like they flipped. Or you got the people that work at phone stores that act like they're flipping. Like it's so many different people out here finessing, trying to act like they're doing something and they're not, right? One thing I like about the internet is that like it gives you reach. The thing I don't like about the internet is anybody can act like they're doing anything, right? And we're in a position where a lot of people they want financial freedom. So what they'll do is they'll look up things and they'll trust people without seeing anything, right? Without really seeing anything. I have physical stores, 4 stores in Philadelphia, right? But that didn't come out of nowhere, right? Oh my god, it's a fly in here. But it didn't just come, right? Like I had to start from the ground up. I started repairing phones in one store. No, actually, I started selling products in one store. That didn't work. I started to tank, and then I was like, yo, I gotta figure this out. Started hiring repairmen, and they were just like trying to finesse me, like they was trying to talk to girls, they was trying to take my clientele. Then I said, you know, I'm gonna learn how to flip phones myself. Then I taught some of my friends, and then they started working for me. And I built my business. I tried to buy phones from companies that provide phones to T-Mobile and AT&T, and then I started realizing they taxing the heck out of me. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna start buying these phones myself. Started buying these phones slowly but surely. Started to make profit. Then I blew up from there. Right when it came to phone flipping. Cool. So phone flipping is not hard. It's not. A lot of people want to do it, but like I think you should only phone flip if you have a passion for phones. Phone flipping is dangerous. Okay. I got a new phone flipper who's in my academy and he's like, yo, B, I had a great week. I made $79 off of one phone. It was the iPhone 14. I'm like, all right, bet. Great. He was like, but something happened. I'm like, what happened? He's like, I almost got robbed. I'm like, how you almost get robbed, bro? He's like, because I made that $79 and I felt a high, like I felt like I was doing good. I then went on offer up. I was making more offers. This guy said he was selling me an iPhone 15 for $500. On the price list is worth like 420 right now. And I was like, okay, I'm about to make this profit. I know it was really good. So I met him where you meet him at. On a block. On a block. Yeah, I was just happy. So I met him and he ain't had no phone. That's all I'm gonna say. He ain't have a phone. And I'm like, yeah, he ain't have a phone. He caught you slipping like a transmission because you became too eager. And phone flipping is dangerous because you always gotta be even, right? You can't get too high, you can't get too low. I've also met people that are scared of rejection. So they'll make offers on phones and people be like, F no. Or they'll say something crazy like, bro, I should smack you because da, da, da. And they can't take those type of dialogues, right? Which a lot of us can't because we have pride. And I understand. Like, but you got to realize you're dealing with a lot of scammers, you're dealing with a lot of people that are ignorant in the first place. So you're going to deal with those type of people sometimes. You got to be able to deal with it, right? Like I had a lady come into my store and try to mace my daughter. Like I had a lady that got her phone repaired. She found a phone store that would repair it cheaper. She came to my store and said, "Hey guys, can you take the screen off so I can go and get this at this place cheaper. They called me. I came down. I said, hey, ma'am, we can't do that, ma'am. Because we put the screen on your phone already. She says, well, I don't want it anymore. I said, well, if you look at your receipt, it said, there's no return policy. All sales are final. She says, well, that's not good. And just start snapping, right? So while she's snapping, my girlfriend at the time walks in with my daughter in her arms, right? And they get behind the counter or whatever. She's still sort of kind of calm. And then she just starts getting upset because I'm not giving her the refund. She then goes, smacks all the accessories, the cases off of the case wall. And then she proceeds to like threaten people. And I'm like, man, you gotta leave. You gotta get out. You gotta get out, man. You gotta go. Skedaddle. And she didn't like that. And she pulled out mace and she sprayed it in my daughter's eyes. Okay. Now, I don't know who watching this has kids, but you just wouldn't react well to, seeing that. Luckily, the mom pulled the kid back very swiftly, so not a lot got in her eyes. But at the time, I didn't know that. I pulled out a weapon. And I said, get out my store. She went inside. She went right in the middle of the street. Lie to you not. Stop traffic. And she was like, this guy's trying to kill me. Help me. I'm like, oh my God. So then she does that. But at this time, I'm only 19. I'm already cocky and arrogant. So I'm like, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So she then goes and she calls the cops. Cops come. They're about to arrest me. They was about to arrest me for somebody else doing something to my child. I didn't compose myself the right way. And I couldn't, it was some law. Like you can't, if they're not like trying to threaten you with a deadly weapon, you can't threaten them. Long story short, you got to compose yourself. You got to make sure that you are always even. So that's one with phone flipping. But how do you make money? I'm going to give y'all a really good tip before I get off on how to make money phone flipping. The easiest way to get phones is this. So think about this. Where do people go when they can't pay their rent? Where do people go? If people can't pay their rent or people need money in your area, what place, physical place, can they go to get some bread? Pawn shop. They can easily go to a pawn shop and get money, right? So if you're somebody that is starting out phone flipping, and this is what people pay me to say this, but I'm going to say it. And I'm going to break it down for you. People pay for me to tell them this. This is a real nugget. And if you do this the right way, you'll pass a lot of phone flippers in your area. Promise you. So what you do is you write a list of 5 pawn shops near you. Now, some people don't like to walk in pawn shops. I learned this recently. Like some people don't mess with pawn shops. I don't know why. Like they just think they're too good. I go in pawn shops. Like a lot of the stuff that I got, like hooks and stuff that I got from my store, I got from a furniture place, but I also got some stuff from pawn shops. You know, I'm wrong with a pawn shop now. But you go into these 5 pawn shops and you say, hey, do you guys sell phones? And they might say yes, they might say no. Most of them are going to say no. You want to know why a lot of pawn shops don't sell phones? Because they don't know the value of phones, and pawn shops are predicated on the value, of the item that they're buying. So if they're going to buy this camera right here, they're going to buy this camera, they're going to look this camera up on eBay. They're going to look this camera up on a whole bunch of different platforms. They're going to base how much they're going to pay you off of whatever they looked off of, right? So eBay, right? So with a phone, it's a bit different. You can look on eBay, but on eBay, it might be a person that's selling a phone from the Dominican Republic mad cheap because the US dollar stretches for them, right? So you might find that there are different reasons for people selling different, well, selling at different price points. So that's the reason why pawn shops don't really sell phones. Now you might be saying, well, why don't they just sell it to people like in the US? Yeah, but not a lot of people go to pawn shops to buy phones, right? So what you do is you say, okay, cool, cool, cool. You don't sell phones. Do you buy phones? Like if I was to come in here, I needed a loan. Could I give you a phone and then you give me bread? They might say yes. Out of those 5 stores that you wrote down, cross out whatever ones say no to both of those questions. Okay. Circle the ones that say yes to both of those questions or one of those questions. Do you sell phones? Is the first. And if I was to walk in here, could I pawn my phone? Okay. Do you sell or do you buy? Right. So now, yeah. So now, once you get that, now you know the pawn shops that actually are doing transactions with devices. Now you're going to say, hey, I am a phone, or you can say I'm a buyback business. I have a phone buyback business. Now they're going to be confused. They are. They're going to be confused if they haven't heard this before. They're probably going to like ask you more. They're definitely going to be intrigued because pawn shops love to buy stuff. And if you can open their eyes to something that they can buy, pawn shops are really, 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 really hard to keep open because it's a business model where you got to keep things coming in, but you got to keep things going out. So break it down to them that, hey, listen, I have a price list. Every single week, I'm going to text you a price list or I'm going to email you a price list. And I'm going to tell you exactly what phones are worth what. And if you have somebody come in to pawn a phone or to sell a phone, you contact me. I'll pick that phone up same day or same week. Now you have pawn shops in your area literally buying phones for you. Now, where do you sell the phones? Go selling phones to a wholesaler. I got a buyer's price list on hustlertaughtme.com for $90 one time because I have 50 buyers in state. I have 25, and internationally, I have 25. We're talking Dominican Republic, Turkey, China. We're talking about Brazil. We're talking about what's the new Australia. I got people in the state, obviously, Virginia, Washington, Cali, Chicago, Vancouver, Seattle, Texas, of course, because near Texas, that's where I ship all my phones to. Texas has one of the biggest warehouse of CPO devices. But see, people that don't really flip phones won't know this. They won't know this because this is stuff that only somebody that legitimately does this shit to put food on their family's table. No. So I give you that tip. All right. So definitely subscribe to my YouTube, Hustler Taught Me, for more information, more tips and tricks. I'm gonna bring more tips like this because it's so much money to be made out here. And I want you guys to gear up for the holidays because that's when, so now is the golden time for you to start buying phones because the new 16 just came out, which means that other phone prices are plummeting. Oh my God. I'm telling you, it's so much potential. So much. You just have to be able to know how to maneuver, know exactly what not to do, know what to do, and you'll be fine. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Peace.